So Iran's president visiting Italy, breaking Tehran's isolation since the lifting of nuclear sanctions. Today he will meet with political leaders in the first state visit to Europe by an Iranian leader in almost 2 decades. Big moment indeed. Tomorrow it is on to the Vatican for a meeting with Pope Francis. Amy Kellogg is live in Rome. So Amy, what is Hassan Rouhani's agenda while he's in Italy?
Well, President Rouhani's agenda is to show his electorate back home that this nuclear deal paid off. But, Martha, it is about more than the diplomatic significance and symbolism of Rome rolling out a red carpet. This is about business. And, of course, European leaders are champing at the business bit, too. Not only is this the first visit of an Iranian president to Europe in nearly 2 decades, but this is a massive trip. The delegation is 120 people. It took nearly 30 cars to transport them to meet the Italian president. $18 billion in deals are expected to be signed while Rouhani is here. Those include oil, infrastructure, shipping, railroads. In fact, the stocks of one of the big infrastructure companies being talked about today in terms of all of this went up. 300 Italians did go to start greasing the wheels to Iran last year, so this is not just happening now. This has been in the planning since before the nuclear deal was signed. Tomorrow, Rouhani will meet with Pope Francis, who, of course, was very supportive of the nuclear deal. He's not the first Iranian leader to visit a pope, but the speculation is that the Iranian leader could, in fact, invite the Pope to visit him in Tehran, and that would be huge news. But it's important to say that the Vatican is not being drawn on all that speculation at this point. Now, the grass certainly has not been growing under Rouhani's feet. He had the Chinese leader to Iran just over the weekend, and there they agreed to expand trade to $600 billion over the next 10 years. They signed 17 different accords. Now, the Chinese were involved in building some big tunnels and expressways, even during the sanctions. And when Iran's World Trade Center representative was asked how the Islamic Republic, in its most sanctioned time in history, was able to carry off these big infrastructure projects, he replied, quote, "We did it with the help of our Chinese friends." Finally, there was a big aviation show also over the weekend in Iran. On Sunday, Iran plans to buy 160 new airplanes over the next year or so, 114 of them expected to be Airbus. The next stop on Rouhani's trip, by the way, on Wednesday, Martha, is Paris. And, of course, Iran is still talking about and keeping its eyes on the big Boeing prize. Martha.
What a difference this agreement has made in their relationships with Europe. There's no doubt about that. Amy, thank you very much.